CIA mind control programs. There's MK Search, there's MK Naomi, Project Monarch, on and on and on. You know, these are real programs.
And Tim McVeigh was a Manchurian candidate.
What's that?
Tim McVeigh.
Tim McVeigh.
Timothy McVeigh, the one who took the fall for the Oklahoma City bombing.
Patsy, he said that he had a tracking microchip planted in his posterior. Look at Kip Kinkle down there at Thurston High School in Kentucky, who shot a bunch of classmates.
Right.
If you read the transcript of what his court trial said, he heard 3 different voices. This is very specific stuff, folks. Don't dismiss somebody that says they're hearing voices, because that's very easy to do, to put a small radio-type chip in. They literally drive you nuts, keeping you up all night, telling you to do these things, keeping you awake. Sleep deprivation is a big part of mind control.
Right.
Research it. All this stuff has its basis in fact. Trauma-based mind control. They put a guy named Fritz Springmeier away in prison for his exposure of the Illuminists and his exposure of mind control. These are very interesting topics. They're very unpleasant topics. Go to a website, www.transformation.com. Kathy O'Brien, who was a victim, documents how Dick Cheney and Daddy Bush are pedophiles through the MK Ultra program with her then 7 or 8-year-old daughter Kelly.
Right, and she details Reagan and his obsession with bestiality.
Yeah, if you know, Dick Cheney is the one that's actually running the show here, folks. During the 911 commission, when they were, well, it's more like a 911 cover-up, but when Hamilton and the other guy are questioning Bush and Cheney, Cheney's answering all the questions. He wouldn't shut up. They kept asking him to. Finally, they came down and said, number of people believe, Mr. President, that you've allowed 911 to happen to further political agenda. And Cheney pipes up, you're accusing the president of high treason. I will have my motives impugned. Hamilton pipes back, well, that's interesting. The question was being asked of Mr. Bush, are you saying that you're the architect of his Mideast policy? And he's like, oh, well, I misspoke. But that's exactly what's going on, folks.
And there's evidence that he was in command at NORAD the morning of 911. He was the one who ordered the stand down of the Air Force.
This guy is sick. All these guys are sick, but Junior's just the little idiot pawn they slap around every once in a while. But Daddy Bush and Cheney are the sickos that are running the show here. But you've got, you know, these Zionists are standing to gain in Israel for, you know, the wars that we're going to on their behalf. But you're right about the Vatican. They seem to be the closet generals.
Well, it's the underlying theme of the New World Order, and that's why our government can work so closely with Israel and get the same results, because both of them are under the control of the Vatican. They're all surrounding this Talmudic Zionism. It's the whole underlying theme of the New World Order.
But I want to, here's a little bit from February 20th, 2002. 20,000 Orthodox Jews in New York mass protest against Israel. Orthodox Jews demonstrating on Tuesday, February 12th, in front of Israeli consulate in New York City, organized by the Central Rabbinical Congress of USA and Canada to voice their opposition to the existence of the State of Israel, their suppression of religion, and brutal treatment of religious people. They are not friendly toward Christians there, folks, nor are they friendly toward genuine Hebrew Torah-believing Jews.
Yeah, you know, I just got an email from a lady the other day who was a missionary thinking of going to Jerusalem to do some missionary work, and they told her not to come. They said that they are starting to persecute people in Jerusalem now who even mention the name of Jesus.
Here are some of the signs that these people were carrying. Israel does not represent world Jewry. Rabbinical leaders fought Zionism since its inception. Authentic rabbis always opposed Zionism and the State of Israel. Zionism have no right to rule over any part of the Holy Land. No doubt Herzl's dream was a catastrophe for Jews. Zionism stole the name of Jews. Israel does not represent world Jewry. Jews mourn 53 years' existence of Israel. True Jews will never recognize Israel. Torah Jewry is united against Zionism and the State of Israel.
Right.
Zionist ideology opposes the Creator. Oh no, Zionism will never succeed. We are against Israel because we are Jews. Zionism and Judaism are extreme opposites.
Right, and you know, let's clarify again that Zionism is not religion, it's a political agenda.
Last thing here, it says, background sign, Israeli government stop oppressing religious Jewry in the State of Israel. Now, you didn't see that here in this country because these scumbag Zionists control the media.
Right.
And that's what John Kaminsky wanted to say on this supposed alternative radio network that, Joyce wouldn't let him say. So, is it an accident that somebody like that can get on Art Bell Coast to Coast, where he pushed, the aliens and these conspiracy things, but always on an occultic, New Age type level? Who are they putting forth, folks? Who gets the breaks? And then who's like you and me, Sherry? We're doing our best to try and get the word out here. You see what I'm saying?
Right, we're hitting the pavement every week, every month. We take a lot of hits for doing so. We don't have, people like you and me don't have a lot of friends.
We're not going to have the Internet the way it is much longer. They'll come up with some reasons for shutting it down. They
have one ready to come. It's some kind of a virtual reality. They call it Internet 2. I don't know if you've heard about that one.
No.
Yeah, the Internet 1 that we know it will get shut down, and they're going to introduce a new Internet called Internet 2, and it's more like a virtual reality type thing. And
in other words, it'll be shut down because this one will be more appealing.
Well, they want to shut down the info. They want to control the info, and they're not being, right now, they can intimidate and harass, but they can't shut down everything that they want to do right now. They want to shut people like me and you up. They don't want this information out that we give out. And eventually, I don't know how it happens, but they are going to shut down Internet 1, and the new one is going to be released. It's some kind of virtual reality. If you've seen these virtual reality games where you can actually become, a part of the game itself,
well,
it's really dangerous stuff. I mean, I've looked at the information about it. It's really dangerous stuff. It's occultic. It's more like learning how to become a part of the computer itself. Some of this Matrix stuff that seems way out there, take a closer look at it.
I tell you what it's reminding me of. Have you ever seen The Lawnmower Man?
Stephen King.
The Lawnmower Man 2 dealt with virtual reality and dealt with a individual that wanted to become the, quote, Antichrist of that world. What you're talking about there sounds very similar to that. They put a lot of these ideas in movies.
Well, they release information. The CIA has a contract with Hollywood for 20-year periods at a time to release information, to release movies with their agenda plan in it. So every time you sit down and watch a movie, you can get pieces and bits of their agenda that they're going to do, that they're already doing.
Well, take, for example, the X-Files puts out a lot of true stuff in a conspiracy form. They do this so that when you talk about these things, hey, did you hear about these, these aliens are out there and they're interbreeding with humans to produce genetic mutations, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Well, in a fashion, that is true, except I don't call them aliens. They are fallen angels. They're demonic. They've been doing this. It's biblical, folks.
Yeah, they've been doing it since the flood, even before and after. Genesis 6:4, they were doing it before and after the flood. It's nothing new. The church just tried to cover it up and hide it.
But take for example, the spin-off of the X-Files. Chris Carter had another one called The Lone Gunman. Well, 3 months before 9/11 happened, they had an episode where a commercial airliner was hijacked and aimed at the World Trade Center buildings by remote control. And, I've got a clip here. I can't even remember what's on the clip. Do you want me to play that?